Hey everyone, welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
So today we're diving into your graphic briefing notes from July 2nd, 2025. And what really jumped out, I think, is this kind of global rebalancing act happening.
Absolutely. You see it across the board. Politics, tech, even society itself.
Exactly. So our mission, as always, is to pull out those key insights from the top global stories, give you that quick shortcut to being really up to speed.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Where should we start? There's a lot there.
Well, right off the bat, you've got these fascinating shifts. Like in France, the runoff elections led to a hung parliament.
Right, no clear majority for anyone.
Which, sparks immediate worries about getting anything done, legislative paralysis, potentially making it super hard to form a stable government.
A classic gridlock scenario.
Yeah, but then completely contrasting that, you have Iran and Saudi Arabia doing their first ever joint naval patrol in the Gulf.
That was genuinely surprising news, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, this isn't just symbolic. It feels like a real strategic shift. Maybe reshaping security in the Middle East, potentially more regional control, less reliance on outside powers.
And what's insightful, I think, is seeing those two things side by side. Europe dealing with internal political knots, and the Middle East seeing this unexpected détente. It really underlines this global pivot.
A pivot away from old alliances.
Sort of, yeah. Or at least a reevaluation. Nations everywhere are kind of reassessing who their real partners are in this, increasingly multipolar world. Which really raises a key question, doesn't it? How fast can governments actually adapt their policies, foreign and domestic, to these really rapid shifts?
That's the crucial point, adapting to these currents. And speaking of big shifts, let's look at the digital world for a moment.
Okay.
The U.S. Supreme Court. A big 6-3 decision came down.
Yes, the cloud storage ruling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Law enforcement now needs a warrant to get your private messages stored in the cloud. Big win for digital rights, people are saying.
Definitely. It essentially extends Fourth Amendment protections, those privacy rights, into the digital space.
Which must have global tech firms scrambling a bit, right? Rethinking how they handle data access.
Oh, absolutely. And if you look broader, this has huge implications globally for privacy, especially when you see countries like, say, Nigeria unveiling national AI strategies.
Right, trying to boost AI research and use it across different sectors.
It just highlights that really delicate balance, pushing innovation forward while trying to safeguard individual liberties in this digital age. It's a constant tightrope walk.
It really is. And there's so much more in these notes reflecting these big converging trends, like Germany.
The coal phase out.
Yeah. Officially closed its last coal-fired power station, fully transitioned now to renewables and nuclear. And they hit their 2030 emissions target early.
Which is a significant step on climate, definitely. Though you do have the unions, understandably, worried about the job losses.
True, there's always that impact. And then economically, global markets seemed pretty happy. Rallied after the Fed hinted it might pause interest rate hikes.
Yeah, the possibility of a pause, maybe even cuts later in the year, perhaps September. That always gets markets optimistic. Cheaper borrowing costs, potentially.
But not all smooth sailing. We're also seeing the harsh realities of climate change.
You mean the floods in southern China?
Exactly. Severe flash floods displacing, over 100,000 people?
Yeah.
And hitting industrial areas, too.
A major humanitarian and economic impact there. And meanwhile, the geopolitical tensions simmer on. Ukraine reporting a strike on a Russian naval fuel depot in Crimea.
Right. The conflict continues to evolve. And then there are these deep societal shifts happening, too.
Like Japan's birth rate.
Yeah, hitting another record low. 9th straight year. It's not just a statistic, is it? It's like this slow-motion demographic earthquake.
Absolutely. It challenges everything: pensions, workforce, national identity even, pushing officials to look at really aggressive policies like immigration reform or more parental leave.
And on the health front, a reminder of ongoing vigilance. The WHO put out an alert.
A spike in human cases of avian flu in Southeast Asia. They're pushing for better global surveillance and data sharing. Stay ahead of potential outbreaks.
So if you try and sort of connect all these dots.
It's a lot converging at once.
Yeah. Climate action or inaction in some cases, huge tech leaps, these geopolitical realignments we talked about, economic uncertainty, and these really profound demographic shifts like in Japan. It's all happening now.
Which leads back to that core question. How do nations manage their own internal stuff, their domestic policies, while navigating these incredibly dynamic forces from the outside?
It's a massive challenge. So thinking about all this, what does it mean for you listening? As you kind of process these headlines, maybe consider which of these global trends, the tech privacy debates, the climate adaptation, the shifting alliances, the demographic pressures, which ones might actually have the most lasting impact on your world.
And what questions do they spark for you?
Exactly. What do you want to explore further? Something to think about.